Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I have a penchant for Canadian military figures, including those made by Pride of the Nation. Today I'm sharing with you my collection with a bit of a backstory on Scott Dummett, who makes and sells Pride of the Nation. My experience with Scott's business is online, but he is more than a vendor. He is an artist, a collector, an eminence grise, and general all-round nice guy. Pride of the Nation is the work of Scott. He is the force behind this line of figures which he makes and sells from his storefront and website, Scott Dummett Presents. As I mentioned in episode 17, his work is akin to cottage industry, with limited production and all handmade, soup to nuts. The sets are related to Canadian military, past and present. While much of his sets are ceremonial or color guards and escorts, they are ultimately a bonus addition to a rather thin landscape of Canadian figures available from other makers. These sets are gloss, 54mm, and are very correct in their uniforms and markings. You can trust that the figures are an accurate and true representation of what Scott says they are. His work is concentrated on regiments of the Canadian Army, the Royal Canadian Air Force, and the Royal Canadian Navy, with a dash of Fort Henry Guard and Canada's Royal Military College. I have included a dated list of his sets, which were provided by a fellow OMSS member. He still has some sets available on his website, so if you like what you see, hurry up and purchase them before they're gone, possibly into my collection or those of other collectors who will remain nameless. This episode is a bit long, but bear with me. I hope you'll find this both informative and interesting, and my apologies up front to Scott in the event I forgot something or misspoke. So let's get into the Pride of the Nation and Scott Dummett Presents. If you are looking for his store on a high street, a splashy high-end shopping mall, or next to a box store, you would be wrong. Scott's store is found near the little town or hamlet of, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Ballyboro, located between Peterborough and Port Hope, Ontario. Now, I have never been to a store, but take a look at this. Believe me, like Doctor Who's TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside than the outside. Let's take a look at the inside. Now tell me, as you look at these pictures, you couldn't spend part of your day here? Look at the eye candy. Check out the display cases. Honestly, would you rather be here or stuck with your significant other in women's wear of a downtown department store, or standing in line getting your driver's license renewed? I thought so. You can visit the store, but Scott has asked that you call ahead and make an appointment to ensure he's available. Otherwise, you can still go online and browse his website. He carries a number of makers, and if you can't find what you're looking for, he might be able to order it for you, but contact him by phone or email. Ordering online is easy and hassle-free, and the packages get sent out ASAP with email notifications. But let's look at the Pride of the Nation. In the years since he started making these figures, he has sold through Canada's Governor-General Foot Guards Museum, the Canadian War Museum, Fort Henry in Kingston, the Citadel in Quebec City, the Maritime Command Museum in Halifax, and other custom works. I may be wrong, but these are pretty discerning clients who would expect a high-quality Canadian product that met their standards for authentication in uniforms and colors. This 2017 price list gives us an indication of the diversity and range of sets that were available from Pride of the Nation. I apologize for the speed of these frames, but hit the pause button to slow it down. Scott's website would provide a more current listing and prices of his remaining sets. I'll start with my sets in the order that they appear in the price list. First up is the Royal 22nd Regiment, also known as the Vandues, which is based in Quebec City. Set 0010 is the regimental colors and escort party. Now, I also have managed to buy some loose figures. Number 0016 is a Vandues rifleman, and 0040 are the two Vandues pioneers. Now, you'll note how the regimental crest is also incorporated into the front of the bearskin caps, which I thought was a nice touch by Scott. 0030 is a Lord Strathcona horse trooper, and this has appeared in many videos before. It is a limited edition to celebrate the centenary of this regiment. Set number 0034 is Fort Henry Guard officer and guardsman firing, and 0035 is the Fort Henry bugler and guardsman at attention. Now, these also appeared in prior video of Fort Henry Guard. Loose figures that I have include 0057, Fort Henry officer marching with sword, 0058, the two fife players, and 0064, the two guardsmen marching. And like the prior figures, you'll have seen these before in my other video on the Fort Henry Guard. Set number 0044 is the Royal Military College of Canada gentlemen and lady cadets in full ceremonial uniform. Added to this, I also have an extra female cadet, and she is marching, and her number is 0042. Set number 0047 is the Canadian Scottish Regiment, Princess Mary's. I like how striking the green uniforms are, and if you look carefully, he did a pretty decent job on the paintwork on the drum as well. I have some other Scottish regiments, but this is the only one that I have so far that comes from Pride of the Nation. Set 0052 is the Grenadier Guards of Canada, which are based in Montreal. This set has the regimental colors with the guardsmen. I recently purchased this from Scott Dummett, and it'll have to be part of another future video. Now, set 0036 is the Royal Canadian Regiment Pioneer Platoon, circa 1985, in its ceremonial uniform. Along with that, I also have purchased set 0050. Now, this is the same regiment, again in full ceremonial uniform, but it's dated to 1930, so prior to World War II. And the reason I picked this up was because it just takes you back in time to another period in Canadian military history. Set 0075 is a contemporary Royal Canadian Navy Queen's Color Escort. This too is also a recent addition, and I think it'll go nicely with my other Royal Canadian Navy sets, which appeared in episode 5. So do I have enough Pride of the Nation sets? I'm not sure. Depends on what Scott finds in his attic, or if I get the itch to add more sets. But if you like Canadian military sets, and I will admit they can be hard to find, then you can't go wrong by buying Scott's stuff. It is accurately painted and disappearing fast. I hope you enjoyed this aspect of my collection and a bit of background on Scott Dummett's efforts. So thank you, Scott, for providing the photos of your store and some background material. To the rest of you, please hit the like or subscribe buttons, and until next time, keep collecting.